Okay, welcome to math for today. We are not going to be doing too much compared to yesterday. First of all, we're going to go over the homework from yesterday, and then we're going to go into just like kind of one more extended thing today. But it's definitely less than yesterday. So can you please bring out your homework and also a green pen so that we can go over this, or I guess blue pen, whichever. Okay, so here we are. We have to do question 2 in the textbook. So first of all, copy and complete the table. Okay, I'm going to go through all of A first, and then I'll switch to B. I've already kind of filled in the numbers to keep it a little bit easier. So copy and complete the table. Okay, so you get 1 mark for completing the table, which would be using times 6 plus 1. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13, and then we follow that pattern: 25, 37, 49, and then 61. Okay, so that is the first part of the question done. Then it says write the pattern rule that relates the input to the output. Okay, so start at 2, increase increase by multiplying, so we can just do times 6, then plus 1 each time. Okay, so that's that question. Now we have to do write the pattern rule for the input. Okay, so start at 2, increase by adding 2 each time. Then we have to say the pattern rule for the output. So we say same thing, start at 13, increase by, and then we are adding, how much are we going up by here? We're going up by 12 each time. Okay, so hopefully we are happy for this one. And then we'll do B. So kind of the same deal. I already filled this in. So we have plus 1 and then times 6. So notice how it is the same operations and same values, but in the backwards order. Okay, so here we go, plus 1, so 3, so 2 plus 1 is 3, times 6 is 18. Okay, so the answer should be 18, 30, 35, 54, and then 66. Okay, so A is we have to say the pattern rule, or sorry, this is B now. So we have to say the pattern rule that relates the input to the output. So same, start at 2, increase by adding, I guess we can say adding, 1, then times by 6 each time. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, then the next part is we have to say that relates pattern rule for the input. So you don't have to do that one again because it's just the exact same input, right? And then for the output, okay, start at 18. And then we know we are increasing. Increase by, okay, what are we doing here? This one is much more challenging. Let's see. Oh, did I mess this one up? 7 times 6. Oh, sorry, this one's wrong. This one should be 42. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this one should be, that would make way more sense, wouldn't it? Okay, 42. I think that's going to be right. Yes. Okay, so now we have to figure out how much are we going up by as we're jumping through each of these. Okay, so we look at our pattern and we know we are increasing by adding 12 each time. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that works for every single one, not just the first one. Okay, so that is for number 2. For number 3, look, okay, we didn't have to do this one, but I just want to quickly talk about it. So if you look at question 2 and your tables, okay, how are the input output machines the same? Okay, they're the same because they have the same numbers, values, and the same operations. But they're different because they're in a different order. Okay, and that is quite important because then what does it say? Okay, how do the numbers from the two machines compare? Well, they're totally different, right? So even though we have the same numbers, it tells us that the order with which we apply the operations or the machines matters to the outcome. Okay, so we cannot just flip it. You're not going to get the same answers. Yeah, so you didn't have to do that question, but I just wanted to quickly mention it to you. Okay, number 4, I've already done this one. This was an easy one because we only had, it was a single machine. There wasn't 2. So this is kind of like more grade 5 work. Okay, so this should have been quite simple to do though. So I already did this one for you. It goes, because we're dividing by 6, so you can just see those answers there. And then write the pattern rule for the input. So start at 36, increase by, what is it? Adding 8 each, no, sorry, adding 6 each time. Okay, that's the first one. And then the next one is B, which is the pattern rule for the output. So start at 6, and then we're going increasing by adding 1 each time. Okay, again, hopefully that one is not too hard either. Okay, there we go. Next one, number 5, copy and complete the table. The pattern rule that relates, okay, the pattern that relates is divide the input by 3 and then subtract 2, okay? So 30 divided by 3 is 10, minus 2 is 8. And then 60 divided by 3 is 20, minus 2 is 18. Whoa, what's happening to my mouse? 18, okay? And then 90 divided by 3 is 30, minus 2 is, oh, geez. This is one of my weekend goals, is to figure out how to draw on this thing better. Okay, oh, 29, 28. There we go. Okay, and then 120 divided by 3 is 40, so that's going to be 38. Oh, we're developing a pattern here. I'm going to guess this is 48, which it is, because 150 divided by 3 is 50, minus 2 is 48. All right, cool. So here we are. Write the pattern rule for the input. Start at 30, increase by adding, we're going up by 30, oops, each time, okay? And then the next one is start, so then the pattern rule for the output, start at 8, and then increase, oh geez, by adding 10 each time. Okay, there we go. Oh, that should have been B. Okay. Number 6, the pattern rule that relates the input to the output is add 4 to the input, okay, and then divide by 2. Whoa. Okay, so if we wanted to quickly do this, we are adding, why on earth is this not working for me? Oh, geez. Okay, add by 2, and then we divide, oh my goodness, divide, it's honestly not working. Divide by 2. Come on. Oh gosh. Okay, there. Divide by 2. All right. So we have to check to see if any numbers are incorrect. How do you know they're incorrect? You have to show your work. Okay. So 4 plus 2 is 6. Divided by 2. This one is incorrect. It should be 3. 8 plus 2 is 10. Oh, sorry. It's add 4. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry, add 4. So let's see if this one is right after all. Okay, 4 plus 4 is 8 divided by 2. Oh yeah, it's still wrong. Okay, but it should be 4. Sorry. Okay, and then 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 divided by 2 should be 6. Next, 16 plus 4 is 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10, so that one we're good with. 26 plus 4 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15, we're good. 30 plus 4 is 34. And then 34 divided by 2 is 17. Okay, so that one's also incorrect. Okay, there you go. You don't need to show your work for that one. Okay, so that is that. And then this is our homework. What? Oh, that's not right. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, this is the homework for Sunday. So it's pages 8 and 9, again, of the textbook, questions 7 to 10. Okay, so basically that is this question 7. So here it's pretty much the exact same thing, but you just have to add in 3 more numbers. Okay, and then the same thing by correcting the table. The next one is, okay, so you have to figure out what's missing here by applying this pattern rule. Number 9 is the same thing, but this one's going to be a little bit more challenging because you have to work backwards, okay? So I suggest that you draw on all of these tables. It's going to make it a lot easier. So here, first of all, we have add 5, right? And then we have multiply by 3. Oh my. There we go. Okay, so if you were working this way, then it's going to be much easier, right? If we're going the normal way. But if we're going backwards, which you might need to do, for example, for this one, then you have to work in the opposite direction. So rather than doing times by 3, you're going to have to work the opposite way, and you're going to have to do divide by 3, okay? Then, rather than doing add 5, you're going to need to do the opposite thing and do, oh my, come on. And then you're gonna have to do subtract by 5, okay? So just the opposite. Yes, you're gonna have to do that for any of the ones that you're working backwards with, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. I probably should draw this up here, okay? So if you're going backwards, you need to do it with the full opposite operations, okay? Then this is number 10, which we're going to be doing on Seesaw, okay? So I've created this for you, which you're gonna see on Seesaw. It's the exact, it's pretty much the exact same question, okay? So yeah, I'll just show you guys on here. So, okay, you can put your name up here, created by whoever. Draw an input output machine, which I've already done. It has to have 2 operations. You can choose 2 numbers and 2 operations, so put them into here. And then you're gonna choose 5 input numbers, okay? So going here, okay? And then choose find 5 output numbers. I suggest that you make these in a pattern, okay? So it would be able to apply the pattern rule to it. And I also suggest that you do not use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a little bit too simple. You might want to do something a little bit more than that. It could be increasing or it could be decreasing. And then, okay, so that's the first thing. Then you have to apply your machine to find the output numbers, okay? For the machine that you were choosing, if you want to do more of a challenge to yourself, you wouldn't do both like add, or subtract. You do something like add or subtract, and then multiply or divide, okay? You could do, and put something a little bit different between these two, okay? So then what you need to do after that, if you wanted to work on paper, you could first and then input this into Seesaw after. Then what you need to do is erase 2 input numbers and 2 output numbers. Okay. So you're going to erase 2 in here and then 2 in here. But each row must still have at least 1 number. Okay. So you can't erase both here or both here. You have to have something that's left on either side. Since there's 5 in total and you're erasing a total of 4, there will be 1 of your rows which is complete, and that is necessary because on Sunday, what we're gonna do, Sunday or maybe possibly I think we're gonna do this on Sunday. I'm gonna give you somebody else's that you're going to trade. So this would be much easier if we had actual paper to do this, but I'm gonna see if I can figure it out how to do this on Seesaw. And then you have to figure out what each other did. So try to make them like kind of tricky, but we shouldn't have any numbers that are exceeding 10, okay? No, I can say, I'll change that a little bit. No numbers exceeding, let's say 13, okay, as an absolute maximum. And then also no decimal numbers, okay? So full numbers between 1 and you can have a maximum number of 13, okay? I will write that into here as well. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And that is it for math today. Good job.